Hey my lovely foodies, welcome back to the channel. I made this cabbage and saltfish just the other day for lunch and it was super delicious. So I'll be teaching you here today in Roma's kitchen how you can make this using this super simple recipe.
Better can't cook. Ticket there you pay your pretty look. You want live a restaurant and come done man bank book. Cook, recipe book.
So the first thing you're going to do is boil your saltfish. The saltfish, as the name suggests, it is very salty, so you can boil it as much as you would like. This part is totally up to you. I don't like mine with too much salt, so I'll boil mine for about 10-15 minutes, but you can taste it as you go along to see if it's okay for you. Now once you boil your saltfish off, it's now time for you to basically still stir fry your vegetables and your seasonings. So to my wok here, I'm adding some olive oil, about a tablespoon of olive oil. Of course, you can use the oil of your choice. Ensure that your pot is over low heat. So to this, I'm going to add bell peppers, onion, thyme, tomatoes, garlic, ginger, and also scotch bonnet pepper. I'm also going to go in with the carrots. Ensure that you get everything in, and once you do, you just want to move these around in your pot to ensure that they're nice and sauteed and all that flavor comes bursting out from the scotch bonnet pepper, the thyme, the onion. Everything is nice and combined right here. Flavors, packed with flavors. So I'm gonna do this for about 30 seconds, and that will be enough because you don't want these to get super soft because it's going to steam with the cabbage at some point. So once you do that, the next step is to add in some all-purpose seasoning. And you can add the all-purpose seasoning of your choice. My choice is Maggi all-purpose seasoning. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of the all-purpose seasoning, because you need to get this nice and flavorful. It just cannot be dull. Not just add some salt and that's it. No. So here I'm kind of mixing everything together, and at this point the 1 tablespoon of oil was just not enough. So at some point you'll see me going in with some more oil. But I do not want this to be oily. I'm not making like stir-fried cabbage or anything like that. I'm making steamed cabbage, so I do not want this to be very oily. So if you add about a half tablespoon more of oil, that is perfect. So once I do that, my vegetables are nice and stir-fried. The next thing I'm going to do is add the saltfish or codfish. You may know this as codfish. So once you boil that saltfish, you just break it down. You just break it into smaller pieces, or however big or however small you want. That is totally up to you. And I'm not going to add any salt throughout this at all, because the saltfish, I didn't boil it to remove all the salt, right? And the all-purpose seasoning too that I used, it has some salt in it, so I don't want this to be salty. And once I move this around in my pot with all the seasonings for a good 30 to 45 seconds, that will basically be perfect, and that's it. Now, of course, the star of the show is the cabbage. I pre-prepped this cabbage like a day ahead because I'm doing this for lunch, for my lunch at work. So this is 1 cabbage, and you can cut your cabbage however small or however big you'd like it, but I like it small, so I just shredded this small. Then here I'm just mixing everything together. Once I get that cabbage in that pot with the seasonings and the carrot, then I'm just going to mix everything together, you know, stir it up. And you don't need to add water to this. You can if you want to, but from what I know, when you are making things like cabbage, once you cover it and you allow it to steam over low, really low heat, it will sweat and then you will see water in it. Unless you like this like really soft, then you can add water to it. But already there's water in it and I didn't add any water to it, so perfect. You know, you'll need a little water in it, something like gravy. So I love that, but not too much. So now I'm just going to cover this and I'm going to allow it to steam for a good 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. I really love cabbage and I haven't had saltfish and cabbage in like years because I just wasn't able to get saltfish, and every time I get like a small piece of saltfish I use that to make like ackee and saltfish or something else, but this time around I had to have my cabbage and saltfish. Okay, so that is good, and then 2 to 3 minutes later it is nice and ready. As you can see, as I told you, this brings its own water and there is enough in it to basically serve as my gravy. So because I don't want to just eat stir-fried cabbage with just the oil and use the oil to eat my food, I need some form of liquid in it to act as my gravy, which is what is there now, and this is just simply perfect. I absolutely love this, but it's not totally finished as yet, right? I added some black pepper to this, but it was not caught on camera. But you should add some black pepper in your steamed cabbage and saltfish because that makes it 100% better. And once you add that in, then you're basically finished. You do not need to cook this any longer unless you like it soft. Now I'm ready to share this beauty. I am pairing this with purple yam, pumpkin, and boiled, or rather steamed plantain. Absolutely delicious. The best combo. Love this. I enjoy this. I didn't have this for dinner actually. I was just plating this here. I had this for lunch at work and I enjoyed this so much. So this is it, Jamaican style cabbage and salt fish. It doesn't need to be unhealthy. You don't need all that oil. So this is the finished product, Roma's kitchen style steamed cabbage and saltfish. Absolutely delicious. I enjoyed it and I know you will enjoy too once you try it. So let me know what you think in the comment section about this dish. I am so happy to be back. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once more, thank you so much. Until next video.